Geminis, welcome back. We're going to do your August 2022 astrology and tarot. So, when we talk about the astrology, just know that it's in relation to Gemini risings. If Gemini is not your ascendant or rising placement, do go and check out the astrology for that placement and then come back. And if you were a Gemini sun, moon, or other placement, you can definitely check out the tarot reading as well. But the astrology is always going to be hit more when it's your rising sign because that's what I'm reading for when I talk about it. So, Gemini. Starting off the month here, I know that it is now August 12th. It's the day after the full moon in Aquarius, but we're still gonna talk about the astrology and stuff that led us here. All right. So first week of August, we had some interesting stuff happen. We had Mars, Uranus, all on the North Node in Taurus, and Mars is your 11th and your 6th house ruler, so your 11th house ruler of friendships, of communities, all that kind of stuff, and 6th house of day to day, your schedule, work, day to day work stuff, and it's all going to be there in your 12th house in Taurus. Ugh. And I feel you as a Cancer rising. Don't worry. When we get to my thing next, you're going to be like, that's also shitty. It's not a good horoscope. So, yes, so it's all going to be in your 12th house there of hidden enemies, self sabotage, unacknowledged, and unrecognized parts of yourself. Not pleasant. So be careful about any types of health things, any type of hidden issues. Like hidden issues might have started cropping up there at the beginning of the month. Maybe some emergencies. Let me know in the comments what happened there. You could also have some falling outs with your network or have some issues with your health. Mars is also squaring Saturn at that time, and again, Saturn is in your ninth house, which is all about spirituality, about long distance travel, higher education, all that kind of stuff there, and it's really when it's squaring the Saturn there, like with the 11th house and all that, it's like there's something about friends or coworkers that could be getting in the way of your beliefs, could be skewing, what you believe in, who you are, like your spirituality, your higher education, things that you want to do here. Like you could want to go back to school, but you're like, but I also want to move to a place where my friends live, so maybe I'll give that up and I'll spend my money on this instead. That kind of stuff there. But it's gonna feel like things are accidentally falling apart if you're trying to plan any long distance travel, trying to go back to school and stuff. It's gonna feel like you're getting nowhere and be really annoying. Mercury also moves into Virgo, which is good because Mercury is in its domicile when it is in Virgo. That is its ruling planet. So Mercury is your ruling planet as well, though, and it is entering its own sign there. So it's going to be good. Feeling good there for you. So your first house ruler is going into your fourth house there in Virgo. So it's going to be focused on home, family needs, and stuff like that. Putting more energy and effort into the home. Maybe needing to take some step back and away from other people and spending more time with yourself. Tending to anything to do with your home and living situation. August 11th, which was yesterday, and the energy kind of is really today as well, with the full moon in Aquarius and Venus entering Leo on top of Saturn. So full moon in Aquarius for you guys is, what is that? Aquarius is it's your 8th house ruler, but I'm not positive. I could be wrong. Just give me a second to number this out here. So that just be your 7th. So no, it's your ninth house ruler. I'm like, I have to do math. I think it's your ninth house ruler. Yeah. So again, Aquarius is your ninth house. So you have a full moon in your ninth house of spirituality, of your beliefs. Again, what you believe in, your education. If you want to, it can also have to do with higher education. Maybe wanting to learn more, going back to school, educating yourself, traveling, longer, far distance travel, traveling across the world, moving, things like that. And it's been really focused there for you guys, especially at this time here with the full moon in Aquarius. And Venus is entering Leo, though, at this time as well, also on top of Saturn. So there's that societal divide. I'm sorry. Why did I say that? I was like, that's not part of that. I was like, it's not on top of Saturn. The full moon is on top of Saturn. I'm looking at my notes and I was like, I wrote them backwards. But Saturn is in Aquarius in your ninth house, so your beliefs are different than others. And it's very apparent at this time. It's going to just feel very much like, these are my beliefs, are these your beliefs? It's a very societal divide. It's been that way with all the Aquarius energy being in Saturn, so it's been very much like the societal divide of what team are you on, what side are you on, and why are you on that team? Are you on that because you've just been on it and now you're used to it, or do you really believe these things? It's going to be very there's going to be a push and pull there for you guys, and a very apparent issue. But it's also going to make you want to connect more with the people around you. and be a little more self-expressive because I think the moon is, what is it? Third house? No, never mind. Never mind. Ignore what I was just about to say there. But yeah, so again, Saturn is on top of your eighth house ruler there, and it's just it's going to be feel tough because you have to look at things that you don't have and the things that you want, the things that you need, or even things that you might owe with the eighth house there, things that you cannot get or things that you owe to other people money. And there's just a very divisive energy about this and a very frustrating, like internalized, like frustrating energy to this full moon energy. So just be aware of that going around this in this energy right now. I'm curious to see what cards will come out for you guys first now. On the 20th, 21st, big day, pay attention. We have Mars moving into Gemini. So Mars is going to be in your first house for 8 months, and you're going to feel really agitated because your sixth house ruler is Mars. So day-to-day things are going to feel like there's going to be a lot of issues there. There's going to be some conflicts. It's going to feel very agitating because, again, like you also might even like frustrate and annoy people because Mars, like you could get yourself into a lot more fights with Mars being in your first house for so long. A lot more arguments, a lot more debating with you. You're going to be more social, but also more abrasive socially. So, and again, with the sixth house, you could have some health stuff come up. You could have some issues there, some things you have to take care of, as well as like day-to-day stuff, work stuff. Schedule stuff going on there, new routines might develop. You might have issues developing them, have, conflicts when you're trying to develop new schedules for yourself that work better for you. Mercury also enters shadow at this time, opposite Neptune, and this is all happening in your fourth house there. Mercury enters shadow in your fourth house, opposite Neptune. Bleh. English. So you might be feeling like things are together, like your living situation, your act is getting together there with work, your home stuff, but like something will feel off and you're not really going to know what's going on. And with Mercury entering shadow opposite Neptune, something directly related to that home and fourth house stuff, their home, career, sixth house, fourth house, sixth house, is going to come into play, and it's going to feel really like frustrating, and there's going to be some conflicts and stuff there. So yeah, that's going to be coming in. And August 27th, we have the new moon in Virgo, and that's all happening in your fourth house there. So fourth house is all about your family, your home situation, your living, like where you live, your surroundings, and that kind of respect. Siblings, etc. Although siblings, I think is more third house. Sorry. So moon is your second house ruler, so there could be some spending of money, like on your home stuff there as well. And these things might get in the way of like your schedule and what you want to do. Mercury moves into Libra around this time, and there's going to be a bigger focus on art, creativity. That's your fifth house, I believe, again. So it's going to be very creative, very fun, very enjoyable for you there. Venus is in Leo at this time, also squaring Uranus in your 12th house. So there could also be some unexpected events there at the end of the month. With neighbors, like hidden enemies, issues coming up like that, falling outs with, again, siblings, people around you in the third house. So just try not to get your ego too wrapped up in that Venus and Leo state with things, because things could end up falling apart or having unexpected issues that you're going to feel a little out of control with. So Gemini risings, that is your astrology for the month of August. And now we're going to go on to your tarot. So Geminis. Let me get some tea. Okay, Geminis, we're going to use the Hermetic Tarot for you guys. And this is one of my favorite decks. It's one of my most used decks. If you have a favorite tarot deck, do let me know in the comments, guys. I do want to know. All right, let's see. So, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to look at, oh my God. I can't ignore that, but I really want to. Okay, fine. Oh my God, okay. We just one at a time. All right, we'll deal with that. Sorry, I had to move that tarot. Is she really still sleeping there? I'm sorry. I'm going to bother San for you guys before, when I'm done shuffling the cards and taking them out. And then we will bring her over here. Gemini. second, guys. We were gonna. Okay, we gotta shuffle these a little more. Some of you guys really want to make a change with your career. You're not happy with it. You're not happy with. It's almost like you're not happy with who you work for and what they do. Like that bothers you. You never thought you would be. It's almost like some of you are being like, I never thought I'd be working for the man like this. Fixing my shirt. All right. Okay. All right, Gemini. So let's talk about your cards here. We're definitely at a moment right now. It definitely doesn't feel great for you guys. But again, this is like a moment here with. We're definitely having this moment of we're feeling a divide with people here, Geminis. I think that came up really in your astrology there around this time. Because again, I'm reading from the full moon forward, and we're really in that energy still right now. And I'm not going to lie when I say that the Tower is the first card that came out for you guys. Like, that is a very intense moment, and it feels like we've had a very disruptive situation show up here. It's been a very intense disruption in our life, and it just feels very... I feel like something obvious... I mean, I don't know, there's been some type of extreme, like... fight, or I don't want to say like a breakup, but like there's been a split here. It feels like with you and a friend over like you've had a conversation that just like ended a situation. You've had like either a really big fight. It feels like you're starting this energy right here. Just feels like you've had a really big fight based on different beliefs here. Because with the Queen of Swords, I mean, that is you. That is the Gemini card, and the Blasted Tower is there. And I just feel like you're okay with this. It doesn't feel great. But you also kind of see this like other person here as being really emotionally unstable and not empathetic, not sympathetic. Like you're not like they're being selfish too, like emotionally is how you feel. Like this person is acting unhinged emotionally. They're acting selfish. They're being like they could even it might even feel like in a lot of ways they're gaslighting you. You're like, I'm not fucking with that. Like, no, you tried to pull this thing on me, and like there's been a huge fight here, and you don't have sympathy for this person. You don't have the energy there for this at this time, and that's okay. But it feels like, yeah, you're very done with this situation here. You're very done with somebody. And let's see what else comes up here. Well, not what comes up, what is out. So we have the new, I'm going to say the New of Swords, the Nine of Swords reversed, and the Temperance card. And Nine of Swords reverse and Temperance. I just feel like it feels actually like you're dealing with this in a less difficult way than like you. This could be very stressful, but you're not letting this like become a nightmare mentally for you. Because when Nine of Swords is reversed, like you are not giving into that negative arc of emotions of like fear and getting really freaked out. And, oh my god, what's going on? What's going on? It's that kind of energy of like what's like everything is going wrong. You're really in your head. And you're thinking of the worst case scenarios. And when the Nine of Swords is reversed, like you're not in that space anymore. You've moved past that. You have realized that you're not going to carry this in your head. This is not real. I'm not taking my emotions to this place. I'm not going to allow this situation to make me crazy or do anything. Instead, I'm going to grow from this. Temperance is always like, what have I learned from this and where can I take this? I'm not going to trust somebody like that again. I'm not inviting them into my life again. They're not a part of this anymore. Like, we're done here. It's the kind of energy I get. Like, you have learned something from this situation. I also feel like this might have something to do again, there's conflict here, obviously. When you get the Seven of Cups there and then the Five of Wands after that, I just feel like there's a lot of confusion about this conflict. It feels like we're not, I don't know, this could even be like a conflict that you're having with a partner or someone that you work really closely with, is kind of what I get here. Like, there is a really intense like disagreement here. You're having some disagreements this month. You're going to be a disagreeable person probably for a while and starting a lot of conflicts and fights. But like, it just feels like you're not putting up with other people starting fights with you at this time. And this is like even before Mars moves into your sign. So you're just like, with the Seven of Cups and Five of Wands, I just feel like there's a lot of. Seven of Cups feels very confusing. We're trying to find the answer. We're trying to seek this out. And with the Five of Wands, everything is kind of coming at us all over the place. I feel like, again, there's conflict with somebody at work. There's conflict in general at work. And you're just not wanting to be a part of this right now. Like I said in the very beginning, the energy that I'm getting for some of you is like you're getting really tired of the place that you work. You don't like the environment. You don't like who you work for. You don't like what it is that they do and what this stands for, is what I get. And you're looking for something else because this is just, you just feel like there's too many like little fucking bullshit things that like make me feel confused and like I can't. There's just too many like weird little things going on all the time. You're fucking done with it. It's kind of the energy I get. So we'll just like leave that there. Like, you're not like mentally and emotionally. It's like, what's going on? It's a new thing every day. There's drama. There's always like issues. There's conflicts between other people. And to me, again, it seems like you step out of this. You're like, I don't want to like play this game. I'm not doing this. And with the King of Swords as well, like showing up here, it's just, you're like, I'm mentally over this. However, I also see this with the Six of Pentacles reversed, the Four of Swords. Stop putting so much effort into something that you don't love. You don't need to go above and beyond when nobody's going above and beyond for you when they don't appreciate you. It's something I'm also getting in terms of a work situation, in terms of this. Don't put your energy into these fights. Don't put your energy into this situation. You're like out of it. Like, you're trying to get out of it. You're trying to not be a part of whatever this like conflict and whatever these issues are at work. Like, you've had enough conflict and you are going to continue to have a lot of conflict. So just, I'm not surprised that we have a lot of conflicting, like a very heavy like conflict energy that's showing up all throughout your reading here. It's like there's fights, there's difficulty, there's not feeling like we're being given enough. It's feeling like we're being putting too much in. And I don't want to put energy into this anymore. I think I need to take a break. I think I need to reevaluate where I'm at. I think I need to reevaluate this job and what I'm doing and what I'm doing this for. There's a lot of like needing to really look at, like, it's like suddenly you look around, you're like, why am I here? What am I doing? Like, is this really what I want to be doing? Is this really who I want to be? Or have I lost myself? Or have I lost the plot here is kind of what I'm getting. I'm getting for some of you, like, you feel like you lost your plot. You might have given it up for other people. It could even feel like, and this might even just be for some of you, like a partner that is your partner might be a lot more strong-willed and strong in their personality and what they want to do and everything, more so than you, and you kind of went with the flow, and now you feel like you're stuck in a position and in a place or like a job, a living situation that you don't want to be in and that you're not happy in. And that isn't really working for you, and you feel like to come up against that, they're going to question it, and there's going to be conflict and fights, and like, why don't you want to keep doing this? Like, why aren't you into this anymore? Isn't this like who you are? And it's going to be like, there's just a lot of like push and pull with that. It feels like of going back and forth of like, I don't want to be this, but like, I also don't want to start this fight. And I feel like, again, when Mars moves into your sign, you're going to be starting fights. So just, if this is already something that's coming up, it's going to continue to come up. You are going to have to face that and be like, this is something that I want to do. Is this a person that I want to be with? Is this where I want to live? Is this really like the place I want to work for? When I know that they're doing this, it's like almost like for some of you, like you work for, I don't want to say like, you work for the government, and then you like for a branch of the government, you find out what you're doing. You're like, I don't like this. I don't want this to be my legacy. I don't feel good being attached to this. I don't feel good contributing to this. It's that kind of thing where it's like, I don't feel good where I'm at anymore. I don't feel like the energy I'm putting into this is should be there. Like, I don't think they deserve it. And with that King of Swords, you get the Death and the Magician. And I really feel like you're making some really big decisions here. You've thought about this though, you've looked into it. Death is there for a transformation. And I feel like you're putting an end to something. There is a transformation, but you are doing it with the Magician. So if you want change here, if you don't want to do this anymore, you have to do this. This isn't like somebody else is going to come in and offer you something else is going to change. You have to make this decision for yourself and do it. And I feel that a lot of you will. I don't know if all of you will. Some of you might end up getting a little stuck where you're at. But when the Death and the Magician cards show up, I just feel like you know you have what it takes to make this happen. And if you don't, like, do know that you have everything you need to get through this situation and get where you want to go. But you have to face what it's going to take to get there. And that's, you know, probably starting some conflicts, probably like having to make a decision and be like, I don't want to live here. I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to be stuck here for the rest of my life. Is this what you want? And you're going to have some hard conversations here. Do we see eye to eye? Do we see the same goals and the same future? Or are you compromising too much? And I think a lot of you Geminis are going to realize to yourself, you've compromised a lot for somebody else's pleasure and somebody else's comfort and what they want out of life and their goals and dreams. And you're going to feel really sad about the fact that it feels like they have never once tried to sacrifice something for you. I don't know why I'm getting that, but it's like, I don't know. I'm just getting that, but let's see. Sorry, let me focus on this. Yeah, you're gonna get there. That's what comes out when you take control, when you're the one who starts, like, who does what needs to be done with the Death card and the Magician. When you take the necessary actions to end something and transform into something that you want, to make the necessary transformations in your life, you have to be willing to see them for what they are. Be willing to see yourself and where you're at for what you are. But again, a lot of this might even have to do with, like, a lot of this, for some of you guys that are in relationships, I feel like you're afraid to make these decisions because you feel that your work and career decisions and what you're doing right now has for some reason, a really big imprint on your relationship. Whether they rely on you financially, whether they're in the same role as you or something like that, and they're really passionate about it, and you're like, you're losing whatever it is with that. Like, you're not interested in that anymore. It might provide some things, but like to the other person, but it's not providing what it needs to for you anymore. And that's really important for you to recognize. And with the moon there showing up and the Page of Cups, but then the Ace of Pentacles reverse, it's like, I'm afraid that, like, me saying, like, what I really want is going to mean that, like, there's no foundation here and they're not going to support me, love me, or care. That they're not going to, you know, maybe want to make a compromise for me, like, do something for me in this instance. Like, this is what I want to do. Are you on board? Do you want to, like, move? Do you want to go for this? Like, I want to follow my dreams kind of energy. But you're afraid to say so. And if you're afraid to say so, you have to face the fact that, like, maybe this person is less emotionally mature than you wanted. And maybe there isn't really a foundation here for you to actually build upon. And that's okay, but you have to be willing to really look at those things here. For those of you that are in long-term relationships, I just feel like you need to be really real about, like, whether you're living in fantasy over the future that you want, or, like, whether you've, like, put them in the back burner. Like, I don't know, I was just thinking the other day to myself, like, I've always wanted to move to Amsterdam. I think it'd be a perfect city for me. I think I'd be really happy there. It has everything that I want. And I thought to myself, like, because I'm in the process of doing some moving right now, I'm like, what if, like, this is just, like, becomes a dream for me and I never end up getting there. I never end up making the effort to make this happen. And it's like, you have to, like, sit down and really look at some of your dreams here, especially within the relationship and the long-termness of it. It's like, have you been pie in the sky about, like, how this is going to work? Is it not working? It feels like you guys are not in a really reality-based position within this relationship, within the long-termness, and, like, you need to find the reality. Because when the stars reverse, I feel like you get lost in the sauce. We're lost in, like, all, like, the woo-woo stuff of, like, I want it to be this way and it should be this way and blah, blah, blah. And, like, we're not really in reality. When the Ace of Swords shows up, I do feel like there's a heavy dose of reality and needing to stand up for how we feel, our position, what we want. And that's clearly happening here when you get the Ace of Swords, the Emperor, to end that off. It's just, you have to be really clear and stand up. You have to put yourself in that Emperor mindset. So if you were, like, a more quiet female energy or something like that, and like your partner's more bombastic, more masculine. It's needing to take on that and be like, no, this is how I feel and this is where I'm at, and I need you to take me seriously and not put me down and not say like, not try to talk me out of it. Like what I want also matters. My goals, my desires, my happiness, what I want out of life matters just as much as what you want. And I think a lot of you guys need to sit down and really talk about that. However, it doesn't have to be that way for everybody. That's just kind of the message that I'm getting for you guys. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it, obviously. But I just feel we're looking at some long-term things and saying, are we gonna put up with this? Is this the relationship? Is this the way it's gonna be? Are we just gonna be doing things your way, or are we also gonna do things my way? Is this really a partnership, or is this more like I'm going along with your life and I've become a fixture in your story? I become a character in your plot. Anyways, just when I was picking up on. Anyways, so let's pull some cards here from the Doreen Virtue Romance Angel deck here for you guys, for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Love and romance message. Free yourself. It is time to take back control of your life. That doesn't mean you have to like fully leave a relationship, but also if you're like serial dating and it's not working, it's like you need to break free of that and take back control of your life in whatever way this means to you. It's time to stop letting other people, again, control, put the fence around you. You're a unicorn. Don't let somebody else put a fence around you. Don't let the belief, like what another person's visage of like what their life should look like, put a fence around what yours looks like. Be open about what you want, and you might find that like they're also very open and excited to try to give you that as well. Oh my God, can I pick up this card? I guess not. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So it's time to move on from the past. It's time to let things go, your fears, who you were, and let all that stuff go. And I feel like you'll be a lot more confident, a lot more able to say what you need with confidence here. So Geminis, those are your messages. Oh, let's pull a power deck card for you guys. Geminis, messages for Geminis for this month. One card, please. Okay. You guys get release 42. So anytime you are possessed by an emotion that you cannot control, know that it does not belong to you. Someone is sending negative energy towards you. Imagine that the negative emotion is muddy water pouring down through your hands, legs, and feet and into the earth. Or take that emotion into your hands and release it like a hawk and let it fly. We tend to hold on to fears and negative energy in an addictive way. Release your fears and let power come into you. Create a welcoming void within through the power of release. So, Geminis, those are your messages for the month of August 2022. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the month. And yeah, thank you guys so much. If you haven't, do make sure to follow me over on Twitch. We do streaming plenty of times. We do all types of fun streams, astrology, tarot, and have all the, a bunch of other really fun content things, games and stuff that we do over there. So make sure to follow me over on Twitch at DQ Tarot. All the links are also going to be in the description box below, just so you know. And also, sorry. Do make sure to follow, do make sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Make sure to leave me a comment and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it does help the algorithm. So again, please and thank you. I appreciate it, guys. And if you want to book a private reading, I am accepting private readings. I am doing them again. So do make sure to message me through, DM me over on Instagram at DQ Tarot, no caps, no spaces, or email me at dqtarot@gmail.com. And yeah, so have a wonderful month, guys. Wonderful rest of August. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the videos up for September by the end of this month, because I will be moving at the end of this month and it's going to be complicated and stressful. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, thank you guys so much and have a great rest of August.